Apple is ready to release a pile of new iPads, but what models are they? What features will they adopt? And when will they be ready? Let's explore that in this video. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and yes, today we are talking about iPads. We have again reported for a while now that Apple is ready to release some major iPad upgrades this fall. Now, a lot of these rumors pointed to Apple events, when Apple's event or events would line up, where we'd see big products like the iPhone, updated Apple Watch, and Apple Silicon Macs, but iPads among them. So what iPads are we likely to see? Well, if we go back a couple months in the rumor chain, Mac Otakara reported that Apple is looking to ready a new 4th generation iPad Air. Ming-Chi Kuo also said in the second half of 2020 we could see a 10.5 or so inch iPad, but he didn't specify the iPad Air with just the actual Air name, just that we'd see a new iPad around that size. And based on newer rumors, that looks to be the case. A report from My Drivers says that Apple will be releasing a new version of the iPad Air. It will be adopting an 11-inch display, and that will be a liquid retina display. If you're not familiar with the moniker, that is the display that Apple uses on the Pro iPads. And it's the one with those rounded corners, because it kind of just curves, like liquid. So that is really the only difference between a liquid retina display and your standard display. So it'll be an 11-inch iPad with a liquid retina display. My Drivers also says that it will be adopting USB-C, again, similar to the iPad Pros. Things heated up even further when a new leaked instruction manual, the Getting Started Guide, was revealed online. Twitter user Duan Ri, if I can pronounce that even remotely correctly, they've shared this, and they've been somewhat reliable in the past on Apple rumors, some stuff right, some stuff wrong. But this looks like a pretty solid design here if this is a real manual from the iPad Air 4. It does not look like a Photoshop best as we can tell. Now, in this manual, it's kind of the Getting Started Guide. It's in Spanish, but we can still make out what's going on because of course, we can translate from Spanish. The design is clear there in the photos with much slimmer bezels, going from that 10.5 or so to that 11-inch screen just by reducing the bezels on the side. The home button at the bottom is gone, and we see no mention of the Face ID cameras toward the top. Now, if Face ID is gone, we're likely still going to need some sort of biometric authentication, and luckily that is explained in the manual because it says the power button on top, that sleep-wake button, will incorporate Touch ID. That would be a big first for Apple, essentially getting rid of the home button and Touch ID and incorporating Touch ID into just the power button on the top of the iPad. So that would be a huge new feature for Apple, keeping Touch ID around even longer instead of jumping the iPad Air 4 to Face ID like the other iPads. Face ID will still remain a feature solely for the iPad Pros. Other rumors for the updated iPad 4 include a higher price tag, $649 instead of $499. So that makes a little bit more sense because it does look a little bit more pro, considering the other one was aging a little bit. It should rock an A14 processor on the inside. It'll come in 128, 256, and 512 gigabyte configurations for storage capacity. Now, we also heard a few rumors among other products. Now, the new iPad Air 4 will be adopting USB-C, but the new iPad mini, which could have an 8-inch display, up a little bit again there, the new iPad mini will stick with Lightning. So more of Apple's product line moving to USB-C, while still new Lightning devices are being released. We don't know for sure when we're going to see that new iPad mini that could come in the early half of 2021 or could come this fall. We really aren't sure. But what we are sure about are new iPads are coming, and that is further reinforced by new listings in the EEC database. Here we can see the regulatory information for 7 new iPads. Now, that doesn't mean 7 new kinds of iPad, mini, Air, regular, Pro, bigger Pro, all that. It just means kind of different configurations of different iPads. So it could be 1 or 2 kind of iPad models, like an Air and a Pro, and then several different capacities to go along with that, or cellular versions. There's a whole bunch of different discrepancies that could be between those different variations in model. But 7 new iPads were listed in that database. Usually when they show up in that database, they're released within 1 to 3 months or so. So they appear very imminent, which would again align with the time frame of September to October for Apple launching some new gear. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for the new iPad Air 4? Is that something you are looking forward to rather than the higher price tag of the iPad Pros or the lower end iPad? This is something perfectly in the middle for a lot of people out there. The iPad Air has not been updated for a while. Absolutely, let me know what you guys think. Find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. Stick to Apple Insider for all of the latest Apple news and rumors. And go ahead and pick up your own iPad if you want to grab one of the existing models at the links down below in the description. The Apple Insider Price Guide is the absolute best way to save money on all of your Apple hardware.